If you've ever randomly remembered that 3 years ago you posted some of the old games you made on itch.io, then I would say this is quite a coincidence, because I just did that too. This is the point in the video where the YouTuber throws up a chart that says they're sad because only a very small percentage of you are subscribed, but my numbers are actually really good, so I'm just gonna skip the guilt trip and ask you to subscribe if you want me to be rich and famous. Anyway, the way this all happened was at one point I was in a Python programming class in 2018 and wanted to show some of my classmates some old games I had made with Unity and GameMaker Studio. Evidently only 2 of the 3 I had posted on itch actually worked, but luckily I had a backup file of the broken one on Google Drive. The first game was called Lava Run, and as you can tell from the graphics, this game was my first attempt at making a 3D game. Honestly though, graphics aside, this game is actually really fun and I ended up playing it for over an hour before I got to the end. Turns out if you just collect a few of these pill things, it says you win, but that actually has nothing to do with getting to the end. Honestly, I got to the end and was kind of disappointed in myself for not making more of this game. It was really fun. Since I didn't have the original file anymore, I decided to see if I could make the game from scratch in Unreal Engine, which I actually favor over Unity now. This was kind of nostalgic for me, and it didn't take very long at all before I was able to crank out obstacles that were even better than what I had made before. When I booted up the backup file I had of my pixel art dungeon crawler, I was actually surprised at how good it looked. I made all of this solo when I was 14. The archer guy looked kinda neat, but all he could do was shoot arrows, so I just cut out his playthrough. I really didn't remember making this barbarian character, but I definitely remember programming a club he could use that was hidden somewhere on the floor in the dungeon, but I guess this version didn't have that. I got fed up with how slow this was and just decided to YOLO rush a horde of goblins, but as it turns out, when your health reaches 0 in this game, it just goes negative and you don't actually die. After playing the ninja character for a few minutes though, I realized why the other characters weren't programmed well. Because I had obviously spent all of my time on this guy. He had a poison dagger that you had to throw and retrieve from the enemy's body, a functioning stealth meter, an entire system for stealth, and unlike the previous characters, you could actually open the treasure chest and use the katana item in it. Although this game is honestly full of bugs, has pretty bad graphics, and barely even has one level, I'm honestly kind of proud of it, because when I made this at 14, I couldn't find anybody else who could make something like this. And finally, a game that is actually kind of quality. This game is a multiplayer racing game that operates at an extremely fast pace. I even somehow made a ghost AI car that I can't seem to ever beat. While I might have been proud or had a good time with my other games, I was actually impressed with myself for making this so long ago. The first reason is that it incorporates a multiplayer split screen. The second reason is that it uses Xbox controllers with vibrations that are actually really on point. The third reason is these particle effects that happen when you're on dirt, or when you're on road, or whenever you have that super speed effect trailing behind you. There weren't honestly a ton of bugs in this game, besides the game crashing after the second level because I actually just didn't make a third level. After playing these old games of mine and seeing how far I've come, I can only tell you that the time spent on these was worth it. Also, don't forget to subscribe because how else am I supposed to be rich and famous?